Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, I should say, because it's late afternoon. You can tell by the light. And I am here to show you uh, a kind of a special journal for me. Um, Speaking of light, in New Mexico in the fall, we have this incredible light. It's why artists have historically come here to paint and create art because this is a magical place. We call our state the land of enchantment, and it truly is an enchanted place, I think. Um, and the other day, I was gazing out the window and looking at the light and feeling so awed by that. And I just thought, I have to make an autumn journal. And every now and then I just have this creative storm, that just kind of bubbles up and you have to take care of it. And so I made this journal. It's called Dream, and it's just I had a specific mood in mind, and I just wanted to be really artistic and go for a certain mood, which is late autumn when the light is low and golden, and yet things are kind of rainy and cold, and it's just very, I don't know, it's a nostalgic time to me, a time when I can dream. And so I just took a couple of days and made this journal. It's pretty small. It's only 58 pages, but it's the perfect size, I think, for a gratitude journal or a wish journal or an affirmation journal, some place to write your goals for the upcoming season. Anyway, yeah, so 58 pages in one signature. It's 6 1/4 by 8 3/4, and it has a 1/2 inch kind of rounded spine. I began with some cardboard for the cover and made a mixed media painted with, autumn colors, but also kind of early winter and muddy. I was thinking kind of being in a forest of wet leaves, and that's kind of what I was going for. I was going to make a big fancy tassel for it, and because I love fiber and charms, and in the end it just said no, it needs to be simple. So I made just this simple chain charm. It has 12 pockets and tucks, 30 pieces of ephemera like tags and journaling cards, and I kept it kind of light on the ephemera because I didn't want it all to interfere kind of with the vision that I had, but I realized whoever owns this may not have that same vision, and so I'm including a little envelope of additional things, little surprises that you can still create different things for the journal. So that'll come with the journal. This is going to be an Etsy journal because I already have my gratitude journal fixed for November, and so I'm going to go ahead and put this on the Etsy, and if it doesn't sell, then I will keep it for next year, but I hope that someone will fall in love with it. This is the first page. I've made just some simple ephemera for this first pocket. I was inspired by on Etsy every now and then. Etsy sends me, suggestions. And this came up, these digital came up in a suggestion. It was Sunday Fable on Etsy, and it was beautiful. It was just exactly what the mood I was going for, this watery, foresty kind of feel. very moody, and it just went along with what I was feeling. So I've used those digitals in this journal. It says Under Cover of the Rain. It's just a little bit of book text. And here's a couple of pieces of ephemera. This is an original vintage photo of, it looks like European to me, but a forest around a lake. And this is a recipe for applesauce nut bread. Yum. So that's in here. And then I've made this little cluster that kind of matches the mood, I think. There's lots of room for keeping notes and writing dreams and goals. And I've done a lot of hand dyeing paper. You know, I started with coffee dye, but then I added inks and other things. Here's a stamp. Here's some stamping and stenciling, a little bit of collage here, and some more kind of rainy, muddy inking on the pages. Another little collage that's a fold over. This is just some scrapbook paper that I had in my stash, and I just loved the colors and the dark kind of feel. Just a collaged pocket here, some lace. This is a vintage note paper to journal, and just another piece of vintage ephemera, and just a decoupaged tag. I hope that you can feel the mood that I'm going for here. Some other hand dyeing. This is another beautiful digital from Sunday Fable, and I've printed it on this burlap paper. This is just some inking that I have done. This is a little peekaboo pocket. Over here, a little bit of a fancy butterfly, and a couple of little tags in this double pocket. More inking, and another little collage, fabric collage cluster. A little vintage ticket. Some seam binding. This is all hand dyeing. This was originally dyed with avocado, and then I've added additional dye. This is another pretty scrapbook paper. Some hand dyed. This was originally white, and I just had to use alcohol inks because it's a polyester lace, and so the alcohol ink is the only way to get that dyed, and I was going for this darker rose color. And this is a layered kind of pocket here, envelope, recycled envelope, and I love this card. It's vintage, and it's from Brother Paul, and it's a happy birthday card. I wish you many more birthdays. How many birthday cards did you get? I love that. Denver, Colorado. And then this is just a handmade collaged tag with a fussy cut butterfly, and I've just tried to kind of muddy that up. And then here's just a little divot there in the envelope, and another handmade tag over here, and some ephemera. I just kind of like the way this layers there in the middle. Avocado. And then this is just a fold out tuck and a little bit of Georgette fabric ruffle there on this journaling card, and some vintage note paper. A little bit of stamping. And this is a decoupaged book page pocket. So there's just some paper here in the top that I have folded to be layered. And a little handmade card with a little bit of a lace tab there. And this is just another little pocket on this side with a vintage card and a calendar page, a little bit of stamping there, and I loved this digital print. I can't tell you where it came from. Probably Graphics Fairy. And then just some paper, journaling paper. This is extremely vintage and very, very frail, but it can be written on if you're careful. Lots of really dark foxing around the edge there. And then I did some inking on this side to kind of mimic this digital print, and I just like that. Love the color here, the way that came out. A little bit of a stamp there. Another of the digitals from Sunday Fable, the kit. This is a little bit of an embossed paper sack, so it has that nice texture. And I have just some, this is a vintage button, a little bit of washi there on the edge to just strengthen that. A handmade tag and a hand-dyed index card, and a little bit of ribbon here through that edge. Another little bit of stamping with inks on this side. This is a little Rita Donnelly flip-up journal pocket, and another hand-dyed, very wet index card for journaling, and a little embossed. This is going to be a book page, and just a little tiny journal card. A little bit of fold over book page here. This is a vintage greeting card, and I have just reinforced the fold there with some washi, not washi, sari silk sewn on. And that creates kind of a tuck spot here. And here's another handmade tag. A fold out. This is that beautiful paper, and this bird here on the end. Oh gosh, I just love the way this looks. Well done. Yeah, I admire these digital artists so much. Then here's the back, and it just has this simple hair tie closure, and so there's plenty of room for it to swell. I just love this book, and I hope someone else will love it as much as me, and write in it and dream in it. And thanks for being with me.